As usual, we have our reporters stationed at the major race party headquarters, and Bella Shaw standing by now live at the Hilton Inn West, Governor Nye's headquarters. Bella?
George, the room is already decorated with balloons and white cowboy hats, symbols of Governor Nye's campaign as a good guy. He spent $1 million on his campaign, and the talk here tonight is not whether he'll win, but by what margin. Polls show him way ahead. Even so, he's campaigned up to the last minute. I'll also be covering Mike Turpin, the Democratic candidate for Attorney General. Indications are he, too, should win. By the way, if Nye is re-elected, he will make Oklahoma history as the first governor to be elected to 2 terms. The man who would like to stop that from happening is Tom Daxon. Sherry Sellers standing by live now at his headquarters.
Bella, as you can see, there isn't much going on.
That's right, George. With me now is 33-year-old Democrat Mike Turpin, candidate for the Attorney General who surprised everyone in the primary by defeating incumbent Jan Eric Cartwright. He's running against a Republican by the name of Earl Donaldson, who really hasn't campaigned very much. In fact, the Republican Party doesn't seem to be supporting him very much. So how do you campaign? Keep up the aggressive pace?
Well, I'm very proud to be this far, and we've come this far, so we're not going to stop now. I personally believe that Sam Snead, the great golfer, once said, "I'm not much of a golfer, don't let me kid you," but he said, "Forget your opponent and play against par." And that's what we've done. We've just played, against the whole criteria of a campaign. We've kept seeing people. We've kept working hard. I'm very excited and very proud to be Oklahoma's next Attorney General. It hadn't happened yet, but we think it's going to. So just that possibility has kept us motivated throughout the election.
Okay. Well, you're on your way to Tulsa, I understand, to be with some people who've helped him along the way in his grassroots support. And by the way, I'm still covering Governor Nye throughout the evening, but let's check now with Sherry Sellers at the Daxon headquarters.
Bella, the last-minute preparations are now being done.
Bella Shaw is standing by live at Nye's headquarters at the Hilton Inn West, and Bella has a couple of questions for Mr. Derryberry.
Mr. Derryberry, since you have run against Governor Nye, how do you run against a man who's basically a good guy, wears a white hat, and has no major mistakes against him so far?
Well, I obviously haven't done it very well. And I must say that George Nye is one of the very difficult people to run against. He is a good guy. He has shaken hands with almost everyone in the state of Oklahoma, Bella. Plus, as you know, he's given lots of commencement addresses and been in every community many times. And
he's a great PR man.
Yeah, he is indeed. And the people of Oklahoma like to identify with their candidates, and George Nye has been one of the most accessible and available, not only candidates, but public officials. So he's a hard nut for a politician to crack.
Do you think Tom Daxon did a very good job campaigning against him?
Tom had a very difficult time. And for some reason during the past month or 6 weeks, it seemed that his train slowed down appreciably, and I'm not sure if it was because of financing or other difficulties. I think Tom carried on a very positive campaign, which is to his credit. Tom Daxon's going to get a lot of votes, but he had an awful tough race on his hands, and I'm not sure he gathered enough steam to be successful.
Your prediction very quickly on the vote.
Oh, I think George Nye will win by a comfortable margin, 58, 59% of the vote probably.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bella. Well, the polls do show that Nye is winning the race. And
To you right now. Thank you very much.
That was a very endearing speech that you gave to your wife and your children, certainly, and I noticed tears in your son's eyes. And you said that really this isn't an historical event in the sense that you're the first governor to be elected to 2 terms. You said it was history in another sense, and you didn't want to be remembered for that. No. Could you tell us again?
Well, I don't want to be remembered as the person who was elected twice. I'd much prefer that we work together and be remembered as the administration that had the opportunity and delivered for the people of Oklahoma. You know, I'm a history major, I'm a history teacher, but I don't want history to say only that he was elected twice. That's important, I like it, and that's important. But I'm more concerned, as Adlai Stevenson said, about governing the state. I love this state, I really do. And I want to be remembered as a governor who built.
Well, you're going to get another 4 years to build and wear your white hat, and when those 4 years are up, what are we going to remember Governor Nye for?
I hope that he was fair and that he built. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Well, it's anything but quiet now, Linda. There are about hundreds of people here now at the NIE headquarters at the Hilton Inn West. With me now is John Reed, NIE's press secretary, and NBC has projected Governor Nye the winner, re-elected. You're, of course, not surprised.
Not surprised at all. We expected it all along. I guess the big deal around here was by how much.
Well, you know, the Reagan economics thing, and President Reagan had an effect on a number of races across the country. Were you worried about that here in Oklahoma?
Not really. As you'll recall, President Reagan came to Oklahoma not too long ago and singled out Oklahoma as one of the shining examples of a state that can do well. And just so happens that Governor Nye is a Democrat, but has governed the state well. We're real pleased with that.
I understand the governor will be here about 9 o'clock. Can you tell us a little bit about what his day has been like?
Well, he got up very early, participated in a live TV show this morning.
What show was that?
I think it was the Butch and Ben show. Then he went to vote about 7:30 and spent some time at the office. He and Donna went out, as they normally do. It's a tradition on a general election day to go out and buy her a new dress. And then spent some time this afternoon with their family, and then they're at a Tulsa watch party now and on their way here.
Well, we'll be waiting for him. The only talk around here is not if he'll win, but by what majority. And at this point, it looks like 61%, but the total isn't in yet. But we'll keep you posted. This is Bella Shaw reporting live back to George and Linda.